Welcome to the Product Design Podcast. I'm your host, Seth Coolen, founder of UX Cabin, where we create world-class web and mobile apps. I'm excited to bring you a behind-the-scenes look into the lives of some of the most interesting and talented people in product design. We'll get strategic advice on how they got to where they are today and things they wish they would have known earlier in their career. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Product Design Podcast. Today, we're going to be jumping into how to find a UX or product design job in 2024. I know that it is kind of a tough market for design and UX and product right now, especially in the tech space with all the layoffs and current economic environment. And we're going to be going through a number of ways as to how to position yourself best to get a job in 2024. The fit for today is I suck at fantasy football. I lost my fantasy league and my league mates made this wonderful shirt for me. And you get to watch me wear it with shame today as I bring this to you. But nonetheless, hopefully we can make you not suck at UX and product design and get you a job here in 2024. So kicking off our talk here, the first and best way that's always going to help you get into product design and UX is to know somebody at a place that you want to work. Leverage your personal network. Maybe you worked with people at your last company and they went on and now they are leading a team in a new company, or they are people that you used to work with and transition to UX, and you have an inside referral personal connection that you can get your foot in the door. People work with who they know. So if you can get any bit of personal connection with someone on the inside, that is going to help you stand out far better than any resume or even portfolio can do. Now, you might be thinking, I just don't have those connections. I am either new to UX or I don't have a lot of people in UX that I'm connected to. That is totally okay. You can still make connections and meet people who can help get your foot in the door. So one way that you can do that is you can just reach out to people and you can offer them a friendly connection on LinkedIn. You can send them an email. You can say, hey, I really appreciate this work that you did, or I really appreciate this blog post that you created, or hey, I've been following you, or I looked at some of your tweets or some of your posts, and I really like or appreciate this aspect, right? Now, you want to make sure it's genuine. You don't want to just, LinkedIn 1,000 people and say, I'm impressed by your profile. Everyone knows that is just, you didn't take any time to look through it. But if you can give a genuine compliment or a genuine, thoughtful comment on their work, that's going to help get you chatting with someone and help make you friends. If you can even provide some thoughts or input, that's going to give them something that not many other people are doing at this point in time. From there, you might be able to ask, hey, would you mind looking at my portfolio? Would you mind taking a look at my resume? I'm looking for a job. If there's anything that comes up in your network or at your company, please let me know. That is a great way to keep you front of mind for those folks. So another aspect of this networking and leveraging your personal network is to expand your network. You can expand your network like we just talked about by reaching out to people online. You can also attend events and meetups. You can travel a little bit and go to different meetups or conferences and meet people in person. In-person meetings are going to always give you an advantage over virtual, hitting someone's email or even a Zoom connection or just landing in someone's inbox. Anytime that you can get out and meet people and shake hands, talk with them, is going to make your presence much more vibrant than just a random profile online. Another thing you can do when you are connecting with people is find some common ground. Obviously, there's some common ground if you are both in UX or product design, but maybe you grew up in the same area. Maybe you're fans of the same sports team. Maybe you are alumni of the same college or boot camp. Maybe you are of the same religion or national background. All these things can help provide connection that will bring an ability to connect with someone on a deeper level. This leads me to my number 3 tip for you is find freelancing opportunities, right? You say, oh, that sounds great. I would love to freelance. But nobody is giving me any freelance work, right? I would start small and smart, start local. Everyone has a friend or a family member who is trying to get a project or an idea off the ground. Maybe your friends are starting a band and they need a little landing page or sign up page, and they could pay you a few $100s to put something up. Maybe your crazy uncle has an idea of a project he wants to build, and you can help build him something on the cheap. He's not going to be able to go hire an agency or a really fancy freelancer, but maybe he can give you a few $100 and that you can use your skills to get something in your portfolio, bring value, legit value to someone, and start the process of understanding how to present yourself, how to present your work, how to navigate a project rather than just hoping and praying that something comes your way and falls into your lap. This, like I said, will really help you build your portfolio, gain experience, generate some income. And who knows, maybe the band website that you make is so good that everyone at the concert sees it and they say, man, we want a website like that. Can you tell me who built yours? And then instead of charging $200, you charge $500, and the next time $1,000, the next time $2,000. And you can just start to build your way up and maybe even carve out a little niche of project work that you're especially good at in a community that you can especially serve. My number 4 tip is to copy. You are in a time where you have the best design influencers, you have the best design examples all over the map. What I would encourage you to do is to find the best app that you appreciate in whatever field that you're looking in and to just copy one pixel for pixel, one for one, exactly what apps you love. This is going to really help build your taste as a designer, as a UXer. It's going to really help you pay attention to the details of all of the different little micro interactions and nuances to design. It's going to really help level up your Figma knowledge and skill set so that you can store, hey, I built this type of header here, or I built this type of nav bar, or this bottom sheet, or this pop-up. I'm going to be able to call that back and bring that back from my memory next time I have a project like that. And I had practice copying the best of the best of the best. And I have now a guide or a blueprint on how to do X, Y, or Z really, really well. The other thing that you might notice yourself doing when you copy is you might, at some point as you're copying, want to put your own iteration or your own spin on it. What's your personal touch? What's your critique on how it currently works? And how can you take it and change it to the next level, right? Now, before you all jump down my throat and say, you don't have the context, you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the brief of what those designers did at that company, and I will say you are 100% right. This is a different form of work and project work that you are doing. Of course, you don't have all of the insight as to what the original designers had, but maybe you are a user of the app. Maybe you are its core, part of its core demographic who uses it, and you have ways that you think you can improve it. That's great. Maybe it doesn't make sense for that particular app, but maybe there's another app that, or another person out there that aligns with what you're saying. And maybe your thought process or how you want to take the app and put your own spin or personal touch on it. Maybe someone really likes your thought process and why you started to change that and why you wanted to see a feature added or a feature changed. And they say, hey, I see that you can do good design work. You can at least copy good design work, right? I see that you have good taste. But I also see that you have a good thought process for thinking through these design challenges. Once you are able to put your own spin on it, that is a place where you can start to share it. You can start to put your work out there. You can put your some of this work on your portfolio. Obviously, if you are copying one for one, you can't take credit for that, other than just being a learning example and maybe sharing it on social that you're working on this. But if you put your own spin on it, you've put your own thought process into it, that means that you have done the work of copying really good design. You've done the work of thinking through new processes and features and how to accomplish a new thing on the app or website. And you can obviously take credit for your ideas and how you could extend that. The next thing that I want to bring to you is number 5. So we got portfolio and resume optimization. So a portfolio is really just a way to explain your design thought process. It is essential that you take your portfolio and you really let your work speak for yourself. You can spend so much time on your portfolio that it's got all these bells and whistles and all of these moving things and all this complexity, that really what you need is something simple and something that allows your work to speak for itself. So what I would say is to pick something minimal, pick something easy for you to update. You don't have to be a perfect developer. You don't have to code this from scratch. You don't have to start it from scratch. You can pick a really nice, clean looking template and find a good way to represent your work. You don't have to go crazy. Just make sure it works on mobile. Make sure it looks good in all screen sizes. Make sure that all of the images and the icons are consistent. Make sure from page to page, it looks similar and the same. All we want is for your portfolio not to distract in a bad way from the work that you're trying to put out there. As far as resume optimization goes, there are so many tools out there that help analyze your resume, that help show you what your resume looks like, to a screening bot that helps tweak your resume to be specifically what you're trying to achieve in the job application process, that you really have no excuse not to optimize your resume. So for example, if you are applying to be a product designer at a startup, literally what you can do is you can take your resume, you can give it to ChatGPT and say, hey, I want to apply for this job post, copy the job post. You can say, I want to update my resume to be something that more acutely applies for this job, and something that's more tuned to this job post, so that I have a better chance at getting an interview. So ChatGPT is going to make a ton of recommendations. Some are going to be good, some are going to be bad, but it's going to help get the wheels turning in your mind as to how you can change and update your portfolio to be better. Aside from just general ChatGPT, there are a ton of different resume builders and optimizers out there that are going to help score your resume on how it's presented, and how it is read by bots or screeners or even HR folks who are going to be looking at this, right? General rules, keep it one page, lots of bullet points. Don't drone on and on and on in sentences about your work. Show results rather than just describing activities that you did. If you can do this, you can have a clean resume or that clearly shows your work. You're going to be on your way and much farther ahead of the competition. The next thing, number 6, seek and embrace feedback. As designers, we can be really, really, really precious about all of our work, and criticism or feedback or even constructive criticism can feel really personal and hurt our feelings. And sometimes it just feels better to let it exist without asking for feedback. This applies to portfolios, resumes, and actual work that you're doing. So I would say ask feedback from people who are in the industry. Ask feedback from people who aren't. Ask feedback from mentors, from professionals. And what you'll see is you'll probably see that people have all sorts of different feedback, but there's probably going to be some common elements that come up. There's going to be things that come up that you never thought of, that you just missed, kind of like proofreading your own paper, right? You're going to miss so many things if you just try to proof your own paper versus having someone else look at it, right? So the more feedback that you can get, the more that you can iterate, the more that you can change. And again, not changing every single thing that every single person asks that tells you, but just taking into account and seeing what are the common things that everyone is saying, what are the trends, how I can make this better. You can always make it better, right? And instead of iterating on and on and on your own without any outside help or feedback, start to ask people early and often how you could make your design, how you could make your portfolio better, how you could make your case studies better, how could you improve the design that you're working on for your side work or your client work or what have you. The next thing, number 7, is document your journey. Share your journey on social media, your projects, your learnings. Give this away. Give away your strategy for what you're trying to do. I guarantee you, if you're doing steps 1 through 6 and even 7, people are not going to be able to match all of the skills that you're doing. People might think it's a really good idea. They might have the intentions of, oh, I'm going to steal this and do exactly this. But if you put in the work, if you share this, people are going to want to follow your journey. I remember a few years back, someone saying, hey, this is day 1 of me posting about X until I reach financial freedom. And that post just absolutely blew up because people want to follow the journey. People want to see the hero arc of starting at 0 and in watching you accomplish something. Document your journey, share your projects, share your learnings. Let it be a use of accountability. Let it be a use of encouragement from the community. And hey, you never know who is going to see this and who's going to get eyes on this. The more that you can share and the more eyeballs that you can get on your work and your ideas and your thought process, the better chance you have of meeting someone who is going to be able to get you in the door and give you a job in 2024. Number 8, offer your services to agencies. Agencies have a lot of fluctuation in client work. They are going to have needs that pop up all of a sudden. They're going to have long-standing clients that eventually leave. They're going to have a fluctuating rate of design needs. So what I would suggest to you is as many agencies as you can and offer them your services in a way that is 0 risk to them. So something along the lines of, hey, came across your website. I really appreciate the work that you did here, here, and here. I myself am a X and I'm really good at X, Y, and Z. I would love for you to think of me if you have any work in this area. Send them your portfolio, send them your resume, and um, yeah, send them your rate. If you can come in and get 5 to 10 hours from a few agencies, you're going to be sitting very well to bring in some income. Number two, to build up your portfolio and to just rub shoulders with people in the industries. They are going to give you work that is going to be basically like a tryout if you want to work full time for them. They love working with you, right? Agencies, contracting for agencies is a lot easier than getting a full time job somewhere, right? Hey, just letting you know I'm here and I'm available for as much or as little work as you have in this area. Show them your demonstrated skills in that area and see what work comes. Just treat it like a numbers game. How many people do I have to reach out to get a chat or to get a talk? See what type of length of email works best to reach out to these agencies. See what works is most effective in getting responses. Ask yourself, what am I best at? Am I good at creating design systems? Am I good at running user research? Am I good at designing landing pages? Whatever you're good at, figure out a way how to pitch that well to agencies. And it's very easy for agencies to want to just pick up and hire a contractor for a few hours here and there. String a few of those together, you're going to have more work than you know what to do with. Next, creative applications and follow-ups. So, like I said before, interacting with someone over email or landing in their inbox somewhere is probably the lowest level of outreach. You're no one to them. You are just some random person on the internet. What I would suggest to you to do, that's very, very easy to do, you just have to be comfortable with it, is send video introductions of yourself. You can do this with Loom. You could do this by putting something on YouTube and making it unlisted, but send Loom video introductions of yourself with your job application or when you're reaching out to agencies. This is going to give you an opportunity to let your personality shine through. It's going to let you really give a full picture of your communication ability, how you present yourself, how you present work. And this is going to put you in the upper echelon of people who are applying for things. No one is doing this. No one is doing this. I have said that anyone who does this will 100% of the time get a response from me. Still, no one does this, right? If you're going to do this, you are going to stand out. Yes, it is going to be uncomfortable putting yourself on video. Get over it. If you want to stand out, this is a great way to stand out. Along with these Loom videos and applying with videos, you want to follow up on your interviews and your application, right? Most of the time, people will get your post-interview follow-up. They're busy. They're doing 100 things. They're interviewing tons of people. They have their own projects to deal with. They have their own life to deal with. They're not intentionally trying to ghost you. But it is totally fair and okay for you to follow up until you get an answer. You can gently follow up every handful of days or, every 3 to 4 to 5 days and say, hey, just checking in on this. Either way, I'd like to know. And a lot of times, even for myself, if someone has been persistent, not that I didn't want to hire them, it's just I didn't have the bandwidth to give a reply then. And that follow-up is what actually spurs on the conversation or the jumpstarts the conversation to get someone in the process to contract or to work with. So it is totally fair and fine to follow up. They get mad at you for keeping following up. Well, they only have their self to blame for not giving you an answer in a timely manner. And then finally, number 10, stay resilient. Applying for jobs, getting rejected from jobs, trying to break into a new industry, or just trying to break through tough economic times is going to feel like crap. It's going to be hard. This is a great way to build up your resilience. Frame rejections as just steps toward finding the right opportunity. Change your mindset that this is not a personal rejection. This is not anything that reflects personally on you. This is just one more no until you get the right answer. You look at it like a numbers game. How many people do I have to reach out to in order to get a reply? How many people do I need to reach out to get an interview? How many interviews do I need before I get a job offer? And just start to embrace the no's. When you get a no, what is the reason for the no? Is the reason something that I can change and improve? Is the no that I'm getting here something I can learn from? Is it something I can learn about myself? Something I can learn about my portfolio? Something I can learn about the company I'm applying for? Embrace the no's. Go for the no. Because all you need is one yes. You might get 1,000 no's, but all you need is one yes to change your job, to change your life, to change your trajectory, right? No's are okay. You're going to get more no's in life than you are yeses. And that's okay. Go for the no until you get a yes and stay resilient. I hope these tips are helpful, and I hope you find your next job here in 2024. Best of luck. Love you all. Talk soon. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today on the Product Design Podcast. If you enjoyed our conversation, be sure and go follow our guests. Let them know they did a great job and you learned a lot. More to come in the following weeks as we bring on new guests. Please hit that subscribe button so that you will get these podcasts and learn a ton about the product design community. Excited to see you next time. Thanks.